The Magic School Bus. Book 3, Ups and Downs. When Miss Frizzle is your teacher, anything can happen, even on a Saturday when there is no school. Last Saturday, we were all sitting in our houses watching In Your Face. In Your Face is this really cool talk show that everyone in our class watches. Suddenly, the host of the show, Jerry Poveri, announced that a monster was living in Walker Lake. A monster? We couldn't believe our ears. We turned off our sets and rushed to the lake to check it out. When we got to the lake, we noticed that two things were missing. The first was Wanda. That was strange. She's usually the first person to jump into action, but now she was nowhere to be found. The second thing was the monster. Was Jerry Poveri right? Was a monster really down here? We had to figure out a way to find out. Then Tim came up with an idea. I'll use my underwater video camera to catch the monster on film. I'll call it Monster Cam, he joked. Tim pulled his Monster Cam container into the water, but instead of sinking to the bottom, it floated on top of the water. Then Phoebe came up with an idea. She thought the monster might be hungry, so he held a banana over the top of the lake. But he gasped, "Oh no, a banana float!" If I were a monster, it would take more than a banana to get me to the surface, Ralphie told Phoebe. Phoebe had to admit that Ralphie had a point. If the monster wouldn't come for a banana, I'll send the banana down to the monster. She threw the banana into the lake. Splash! But just like Tim's video camera, the banana bobbed on top of the water too. We had to figure out some way to get to the bottom of this. If we want to see that monster, we have to find a way to turn those floaters into stinkers, Keisha said. Suddenly, Wanda came running onto the dock. Where have you been? We asked her, but Wanda was too excited to answer us. Did you see the monster yet? She asked. She dumped the gear out of the backpack. Swim fins, face masks, and snorkel. What was Wanda up to? I'm going to die for it, Wanda announced. Phoebe didn't think Wanda's plan was such a good idea. What would Miss Frizzle say? She asked. Wanda shook her head. It's the weekend, Phoebe. No school, no Miss Frizzle. Just then the water in the middle of the lake started bubbling like crazy, and the bubbles were heading straight towards the dock. Was the monster finally coming up to the top? The next we knew, the monster was right in front of the dock. It rose out of the water, took us its face mask and mouth space, and it wasn't the monster. It was Miss Frizzle. Good morning, class, the Frizz said brightly. Nothing like a dip in the deep. Are you looking for the monster too? Wanda asked. If you don't look, you'll never see. What you don't see can be very hard to find, Miss Frizzle replied. We weren't sure exactly what that meant, but we knew that with Miss Frizzle around, we were going to find out. Just then we heard a loud, roaring sound. The In Your Face helicopter was overhead. Stay out of the water, Gabby Poveri's voice boomed out. For updates on the monster of Walker Lake, watch In Your Face, she warned us. Jerry Poveri's running made Wanda angry. territory doesn't own this lake," she said. "We can look for the monster if we want to." That's when Miss Frizzle got that funny look in her eye. She whistled and splash! The magic school bus hit the water, but it wasn't a bus anymore. It was a bus boat. "All aboard!" Miss Frizzle called. We scrambled onto the bus boat and buckled our seat belts. "Ready to dive, Miss Frizzle?" "Ready and unable," Miss Frizzle replied. "The single linkers is rusted, and without it we can't sink." We float on the water, trying to figure out how to get to the bottom of the lake. Then Phoebe came up with another idea. She picked up a banana in one hand. In the other hand, she held a rock. "My banana is lighter than this rock. If I added the rock to the banana, what will a banana rock do?" she asked us. We had no idea. She tied the two together and tossed them into the lake. The banana rock sank. "Good one, Phoebe," Keisha cheered. "The extra weight on the rock is making the banana sink." "That's it," Wanda said excitedly. "We need extra weight to sink." We knew we had to make the bus sink, just like the banana rock. We decided that sand would add the extra weight. So we all got to work filling barrels with sand. Then we strapped the barrels to the bus boat. Whew, that was hard work. "This one should do it," Wanda said as she and Arnold rolled a barrel onto a boat. We had enough weight. The bus boat started to sink. We jumped aboard and ran below deck. Finally, we sank to the bottom of the lake. We could see lots of fish. We could see lots of weeds. But what didn't see was the jet-powered driving wheel whizzed above us. Zoom! Suddenly, the barrels fell on top of the bus boat. "We're losing our extra weight!" Tim shouted. "We're rising to the surface," Phoebe added. Miss Frizzle smiled. "Right, you are. Can you feel the water pushing us up, up, up? It's the water push that is making us float." It was a little too exciting. All of a sudden, the boat shot upward like a cannon. "We're out of control!" Wanda shouted. "I don't want to float!" The bus boat shot off the lake and fell into the air. Then we landed back in the water. We were safe. "Water can be such pushy stuff," Miss Frizzle said happily. "But we still got to find that monster," Wanda said. Phoebe looked around. "Now am I going to feed the monster?" she asked. She tossed a slice of bread into the water. The problem was it floated. She scrunched up another piece and threw it into the water. That one sank, but why? "What's the difference between a bread slice and a bread ball?" Miss Frizzle asked us. "Well, the ball is a lot smaller than the slice," Keisha said. Wanda got excited. "So we can take something that floats and crumble it up to make it sink?" "Now you're thinking sinking," Miss Frizzle joked and said. "Claws prepared to crumble." Luckily, our bus boat was equipped with crumble